My name is John, and I'm your friend. On the count of three, give me your name. 1, 2, 3. Nice to meet you. It's so good to be here at Seacoast. My gosh, I'm so excited for our time today. I think you know this. I have an opportunity to know leaders around the world, literally. And you're so blessed because I've known Greg for many, many years. And Greg and Debbie and their founding of this church. And then, of course, Josh and Jason. And just, your church is greatly blessed by good, godly, solid leadership. And yeah, it really is. And you're very fortunate. A lot of congregations just don't have that opportunity or that environment. So to be today with you, Josh, thank you. And it's so good to be with all of you. I'm very excited. My wife, Margaret, and I have been married for 53 years. And we have 2 children. We have 5 grandchildren. Grandchildren are God's gift to you for not killing the children. And when Josh was telling you about all the books I've written, it's really no big deal. Think about it. If you write that many books, the only qualification is you have to be old. I mean, if you're not old, you can't write that many books. And so, but I'm just so excited and honored and privileged to be here. Let me do one thing before I teach. You don't realize this, but I'm going to help you here. I'm set. First of all, I'm 75, and when you're 70, here's what happens. When you're 65, you get wisdom. This is amazing. Just you get about 65, and all of a sudden you just get wisdom, and you think, wow, that's good. It's good. Now, as I look at many of you, honestly, you have a long time for this. It's going to be a long time for your wives, okay? God's got a great sense of humor. When you're young, he gives you energy and no wisdom. When you're old, he gives you wisdom and no energy. You know what I'm saying? And so what I have on my iPhone is, this is so good. So I'm going to take 2 minutes out. I'm going to read this to you. I'm going to explain life to you. So, because we all have questions about life. Well, I'm going to explain it. In fact, look at your neighbor and say, you're about to understand life. Go ahead and tell them that right now. You're about to understand life, okay? In fact, look right back at them and say, why do you think I brought you here, okay? So here we go. On the first day, God created the dog. God said, sit all day by the door of your house and bark at anyone that comes by, and I'm going to give you a lifespan of 20 years. And the dog says, that's too long to be barking. Give me 10 years and I'll give you back the other 10, and God agreed. So on the second day, God created the monkey. God said, entertain people, do monkey tricks, make them laugh. I'll give you a 20-year lifespan. The monkey said, how boring. Monkey tricks for 20 years? I don't think so. The dog gave you back 10 years. That's what I'll do too, okay? God agreed. On the third day, God created a cow. He said, you must go out in the field with the farmer all day long, suffer under the sun, have calves, give milk to support the farmer. I'm going to give you a lifespan of 60 years. And the cow said, that's kind of a tough life you want me to live for 60 years. He said, I'll tell you what, let me have 20 and I'll give you back the other 40. And God agreed. So on the fourth day, God created man. God said, eat, sleep, drink, play, marry, enjoy your life. I'm going to give you a 20-year lifespan. Man says, what? Only 20 years? I'll tell you what, I'll take my 20 and I'll take the 40 that the cow gave you back and the 10 the monkey gave you back and the 10 that the dog gave you back, okay? And God said, okay, you've got a deal. So that is why the first 20 years of our lives, we eat, sleep, play. I see the train a-coming. Oh, shoot. So the The first 20 years of our lives, we eat, sleep, play, marry, enjoy ourselves. For the next 40 years, we slave in the sun to support our family. For the next 10 years, we do monkey tricks to entertain the grandchildren. For the last 10 years, we sit on the front porch and we bark at everybody that goes by. All right, you've just had life explained to you. If you and I were sitting at this table, just the two of us, okay? And you said, John, talk to me about what you think is important in life. Well, first of all, I would automatically, immediately talk about faith, because that's essential. But beside that, if you were to sit at this table and we were having a one-on-one conversation, said, help me, give me something that's going to really make a difference in my life, what I would talk to you about is I would talk to you about perspective. Because your perspective right now concerning God, your family, your work, where you live, the perspective that you have right now is your world. Your perspective is your world. You see, how we view things is how we do things. And that's why it's possible for two people to live in the same world and have two totally different viewpoints of that world. You see, we don't see what is before us. We see what our perspective is. So you run into somebody that has an abundance mindset, they see opportunity. You see somebody that has a scarcity mindset, they see closed doors. Now, it's the same world. The world is the same, but our perspective is not the same. Most of my life, 80% of my time, I really deal in the business community, and I deal with people that by and large don't know God. And so when I would become friends with them and speak to their companies, et cetera, and I would have conversations with them, people that don't know God, I would ask them, I say, well, what is your picture of God? I mean, when you think of God, what do you see? And almost immediately I began to understand that, and this was an incredible breakthrough for me for a moment, that people who don't know God are not anti-God, they just have a wrong picture of him. And in fact, one of the joys of my life for several years now is to help people have a correct picture of God. Because the moment that their perspective of God changes, their relationship changes. And that's true in everything in your life. That perspective is just huge. If I can change in how I see things, everything around me begins to change. One of my least favorite places to go is the dentist. I see I have friends here, don't I? Okay. It's just, it's not like, wow, I get to see the dentist today. And, I don't need to tell you everything. It's not really, the question is, will dentists go to heaven? That's the question. I suppose they will, but there won't be dentists there. They won't be dentists there, that's for sure. But they're always, you get your teeth cleaned, and you get to go do that, you do all that stuff, okay? Well, sometimes I wish I could help a person. I wish our heads had a zipper, and you could unzip it. You could take the mind out and spray the sucker off. You know what I mean? And kind of get all the cobwebs out and get all the dust off and get all that stuff off, because it's when I go to the dentist, I get dental floss. Well, I would like to help people with mental floss. I would just like to walk into their life and say, look, my name is John and I'm your friend. And I want to give you a perspective that's going to be an asset in your life and not a liability. So the story we're going to look at today is the story of the Good Samaritan. We know the story well. Jesus tells it to an attorney who comes to him one day, and basically he asks the question, who is my neighbor? And so Jesus tells him this story. So we're going to pick it up. It's on the screen. You can follow along and reply to the question. Jesus said a man was going from Jerusalem down to Jericho when he was attacked by robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down the same road, and when he saw the man, he passed by on the other side. And so too a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. And he went to him and he bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. And then he put the man on his own donkey, brought him to an inn and took care of him. And the next day he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper. Look after him, he said, and when I return, I will reimburse you for any extra expense that you may have. And then Jesus asked the lawyer, which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers? And the expert in law replied, the one who had mercy on him. And Jesus told him, go and do likewise. In this story are 3 different perspectives. And I want us to look at them just briefly. It's very simple because their perspectives determined their behavior. So let's look at the robbers first. And basically, the robber's perspective was this. What is yours is mine, and I'm going to take it. So they see this guy coming down the road. They said, hey, we're going to rob him. That's a robber's perspective. What's yours is mine, and I'm going to take it. Now, honestly, I don't have to spend too much time on this perspective because I think most of you are saying, well, thank God, I'm not that. I wouldn't be so quick. You got some robber in you. Yeah, you do. I'm not picking on you. I got robber in me too. Let me explain it this way. We were born robber. We're born in sin. And if you don't think you have some robber in you, think of the behavior of a toddler. In fact, let me give you property law from a toddler's perspective. If I like it, it's mine. If I can take it away from you, it's mine. If I had it a while ago, it's mine. If I say it's mine, it's mine. If it looks like mine, it's mine. If you're having fun with it, it's mine. If you lay it down, it's mine. If it's broken, it's yours. We all got a little robber in us. Every one of us were born in sin. And to be honest with you, there are times when I look at those and say, wow, what's yours is mine. And I'm going to take it. But let's go to perspective number 2, because we've matured beyond that, hopefully. So somebody the other day told me, well, they're immature, but they're going to get older. And I said, well, maturity doesn't always accompany age. Sometimes age comes alone. Perspective number 2. This is the perspective of the priest and the Levite. Remember, they saw the man, crossed on the other side, kept going. Their perspective is, what is mine, and I'm going to keep it. So when they saw this man in terrible trouble, they basically said, well, I feel bad for him, but that's his problem. What's mine is mine, and I'm going to keep it. I have a wonderful friend who told me about taking his son to McDonald's. His 10-year-old son loved McDonald's French fries. And I mean, think about it. Who doesn't love McDonald's French fries? So his son wanted to go one, Saturday morning, and so Dad, gets him in the car, takes him to McDonald's, goes up, gets a pack of fries, sits down at the table with him, and they're starting to talk. And you know that, I mean, if you're near McDonald's fries, it's only a matter of time. You look at them and you smell them, and he did what we would all do. Soon he's reaching over into that pack to get some of the fries, and his son grabs his hand and pushes it back. He said, no, Dad, you can't have these fries. These fries are mine. And he said, I pulled my hand back, and then as a father, I immediately thought three things. Number one, he doesn't understand where these fries came from. I'm the one that drove him to McDonald's. I'm the one that went to the counter. I'm the one that paid for them. The only reason he has fries is because of me. He doesn't understand that I'm the source of his fries. He said the second thought that came to my mind was, he doesn't understand that I can take them away from him. With that kind of attitude, I can say, if that's the way you're going to be about, you don't want to share fries, I'm going to take those fries. I mean, I'm the father. I can take the fries from him. He said, in fact, I not only could take the fries from him, if I wanted to, I could go back up to the counter and order 20 packs of fries and go over there and dump them on him and bury him in McDonald's French fries. As soon as he said that, I thought, wouldn't that be wonderful? How did you die? Was it manna from heaven? It was McDonald's fries from heaven. I smothered. In fact, two people tried to rescue me, and I smacked them off. He doesn't. I'm the source. He doesn't understand. I gave him to him. He doesn't understand. I can take it away. I can bury him. And he said the third thing is he doesn't understand. And this was huge. He doesn't understand. I don't need his fries. I can go back up to the counter, and I can get my own pack. And I can sit at the table and I can have mine and he has his, and I eat my fries and he said, what he doesn't understand is as a father, I don't need his fries, but I would sure love for him to share them with me. Of course you would. A father-son moment. What I've discovered is that selfishness and significance are two incompatible words. Let me explain. Selfishness is all about me. It's all about my stuff. Significance is all about others. Now, I know a lot of very successful people that their perspective is what's mine is mine. I know a lot of them. I know a lot of wealthy, successful people, and I know a lot of them that are very unhappy, a lot of unhappy, successful people, because what's mine is mine. But when you go to significance, when we begin to see others, I've never met an unhappy person that spent his or her life living in significance. I never have. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, I'm not selfish. You didn't think you were a robber either. You're 0 for 2. I had a lady really one time come to me, and she said, well, I just want you to know I'm not a selfish person. And I smiled, and I thought to myself, no, I don't. I think you think that. You're a delusional person. and wait, no, wait. If you don't, hold on. My name's Sean. I'm your friend. If you don't think you're selfish, and somebody takes a picture of you in your group, when you see the picture, let me ask you a question. You know where I'm going with this, don't you? How many are guilty? The first person you look for is yourself. And you're not selfish. You look at yourself. And if it's a good picture, you say, oh my gosh, great picture. Send that to me. Oh my gosh. Oh, super picture. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, that's such a great picture. And hey, and if you don't look good, you say, oh my gosh, take another one, take another one, take another one. Come on, let's go. Get the whole group around. You judge the whole picture by how you looked. There were 15 of you in the picture. And you're not selfish. So the robber says, what's yours is mine, I'm going to take it. And the priest and Levi, their perspective is what's mine is mine, and I'm going to keep it. Let's go to perspective number 3. This is the perspective of the Samaritan. And they call him good for a reason. It was his perspective. He had a good perspective, so he was a good Samaritan. His perspective is, what is mine is yours, and I'm going to give it. Now, this is beautiful. In fact, in our life, we basically say this would be the top tier. It's really not, but this would be the top tier of perspective on possessions. I'm going to give you a higher one in a moment, but this is a very good perspective. He was a good Samaritan. What is mine is yours, and I'm going to give it. Now, let's make sure that we have the similarities of the 3 people. The robbers, priest and Levite, good Samaritan. They all experienced the same thing. The priest and the Levite, they saw the man. Jesus is very clear. They saw the man, walked on the other side. The good Samaritan saw the man. It's the same road, it's the same time, it's the same place. But the perspective is entirely different. That's why your perspective is so essential to the success of your life. It's not what happens to me, it's what happens in me that truly matters. Wow. I've spent this week, I had some fun. I was in Nashville, and we've decided to take some of my books and put them to music. We're writing songs right now, and it was so much fun because I was with the top 5 songwriters in Nashville. They have like 100 #1 hits between them with all of them. And I was in the studio. Of course, I'm not a songwriter. I'm a writer of books. But they were taking my books, and I was explaining what the books all were about. And we were writing songs, and they let me in, and we had so much fun. And we wrote 4 songs. We wrote 4 songs, and we're going to do 4 more. We're going to have an album. We're going to release it. It's going to be and different artists are going to sing it. And it was just a blast. I mean, now I'm the least of the least. They're the songwriters. I just write books, and so I'm learning, and I'm asking questions, and I'm having fun, and it was just. And one of the songs that we wrote is going to be called "Get Over Yourself." I just love it. Because I tell people all the time, I say, oh my gosh, get over yourself. In fact, I tell people, you ought to laugh at yourself more. Everyone else is. Get over yourself. And so the chorus, which is just so much fun, I can't sing it to you, but the chorus, it goes like this. You got to find yourself. To know yourself, you got to know yourself. To be yourself, you got to be yourself. To improve yourself, you got to prove yourself. To get over yourself so you can give yourself. You can't give yourself until you get over yourself. Thank you. Thank you. Does that mean you'll buy the album when it comes out? Of course, of course. I just wish I could tell you all the wonderful experiences. Now, here's the point. The Good Samaritan said, no. What is mine is yours. And I'm going to give it. There's one more perspective that's higher than those 3. This is kind of unusual because we would say, wow, that's huge. But there's a perspective higher than that. Let me give it to you. This is a biblical perspective. I'm going to teach it now for the next few minutes. It's even higher than the first 3. And here it is. What is mine is not mine. And I'm going to manage it. In other words, the highest perspective is to know that your stuff is not your stuff. It isn't. It's God's. It's all God's. Psalm 24:1, the earth is the Lord and everything in it. The world and all who live in it, it's all his. James 1:17, every good and every perfect gift, where is it? It's from above and comes down from the Father of lights. In other words, everything that you've got, it's not yours. Everything I have, it's not mine. It's not my stuff. It's his. It's his. Thank you. Thank you. I saw you clap, First Lady. It was so wonderful. Thank you. The rest of them had no clue. And you just led the way, and then they, a few of them followed, kind of begrudgingly, because, we kind of like to think it's our stuff. We really do. And God loves it. Cheerful giver. By the way, I was talking to the family in the green room, and we're going to go lunch afterwards. I told them I would buy, and then I looked in my wallet, and gosh, I don't have enough money. And I just thought, well, man, where could I get money? Well, would anybody want to, bring me $100, and I could help with the deal. So, oh my gosh. Wait. Hi, my name's John.
Hi, I'm Jahira.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I need friends like you. This is so, thank you for the $100. Man, wow. I'll buy. Okay, where was I? Maybe I should ask again. Now, let me just stop here, because I know you're thinking, what just happened? He's doing this teaching, and all of a sudden, he wants $100, and she steps out and gives him $100. What happened? Why did she do that? Why did she do that immediately? And then you're probably asking yourself, why didn't I do it? I'm asking that question myself. No, let me explain to you something about the $100. When I asked somebody to bring me $100, the reason she stepped out so quickly and brought it to me, it's not her $100. Before the service, I gave it to her. I said, this is my money. And during the sermon, if you don't mind, if I ask for it, would you just bring it back to me? And she said, of course. Why did she do it so quickly? She did it so quickly. Why did she do it so readily? She did it so readily because it wasn't her money. And when you have a hard time giving and being generous with God, you got a problem. You got a perspective problem. You think it's your money. It's not yours. It's all his. If you took a package down to get it delivered to FedEx or whatever, and you gave it to the person, and so you called the friend you were sending it to the next day, and she said, well, no, I didn't get the box. You'd look at it and say, what, you didn't get the box? What happened? And so you go down to the delivery guy and you say, do you remember me? Oh, yeah, you brought in a box yesterday. Yes, I did. And then he looks at you and says, I want to thank you for that box. My gosh, you're very generous. Generous. It wasn't for you. You're just the delivery boy. Listen to something. I'm just God's delivery boy. God gives me blessings, and God only gives to me what he knows will flow through me. It's not mine. It's his. And the moment that we understand that we continually just give it and pass it on. You see, I've got a shovel and God's got a shovel. And God shovels blessings on me, and I take my shovel and I pass them on to you. And I can't keep up with his blessings because his shovel is bigger than mine. But it's not my stuff. If you think it's your stuff, when you die, tell me how much you get to take with you. You and I are stewards and managers for a very short time of our possessions. And the moment that we have this perspective, all of a sudden we begin to have joy in giving. We begin to be our brother's keeper. All of a sudden, everything changes. Now, what made the change? It was our perspective. All of a sudden, we realize what's mine isn't mine. I'm just a steward of it. I'm just a manager of it. You're beautiful people. It's a simple message. And you got it. I can tell you got it. So let's pray. Father, what beautiful people these are. They have learned that there are 4 perspectives about possessions, and help us to get to level 4. Help us to understand that it's all yours. It's not ours. What's mine isn't mine. I just manage it. I just steward it. Help all of us to be your delivery girl, your delivery boy. Help us all to understand that you entrust to us what is yours, to steward it and manage it well. And may we do it well. In your name I pray. Everybody said, God bless you very much. Thank you.